Right, let's get back to politics and a term that you may not have heard on the campaign trail, common decency. If I said common decency to you, what would that mean? Well, we can now ask the Queen guitarist and legend, Mr. Brian May, because, Brian, you want our political leaders to embrace that. How difficult do you think will that be?
Well, it's not an airy-fairy philosophy that I want them to embrace, really. It's really a system. I have a website called commondecency.org.uk, and if you go there, you'll see, I hope, that there is hope for people who think that their vote won't count. If we vote according to common decency, what I'm saying is every vote will count and no seat is safe. So it's a big thing I'm saying. It's a practical thing. I believe this country's in a mess. There's rank inequality. We have people doing a whole day's job and not being able to feed their families. I think that the existence of food banks is a disgrace to this country. There are people taking home £10 million bonuses in banking. It's a scandal, and to me it needs a radical rethink. You know, I'm with Russell Brand on that. We need a revolution, but I believe that everyone on May the 15th has a chance. You have 15 hours of democracy in 5 years. You can change the world. I believe it's possible.
But if you believe in it so much, shouldn't you be having candidates standing? Shouldn't you be having the Common Decency Party? It's a very good title, and you can just say to people, look, we're going to do what it says on the tin here.
Yeah, well, I'm not a political party, and I think it's much better than we're not. Basically, we're endorsing what we regard as decent candidates in every political party. And there's a huge difference between an MP who goes in there and follows the party line and an MP who has the courage to stand up for his own moral values and truly represent his constituents. So we're supporting, in common decency, all those people who we think actually are decent and deserve to be returned to the House. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal, and it's interesting how you're going about votes. I mean, you're taking part in a march today, an animal cruelty march, and we had the RSPCA in here yesterday, and they were talking about cases of neglect and abuse were very much on the increase. Are there votes in people sticking up for animals?
Absolutely. The march today is all about voting for animals. And I've been an animal advocate for 5 years now in the House of Commons. What I've discovered is that people who show no compassion for animals generally show no compassion for people either. So that's what's led me to this. Yes, I'll be marching for the animals today. You can vote for animals. We've had an incredibly dispassionate government for a long time now. It's actually perhaps the worst it's ever been. We can produce a better society for animals and for people too. I believe it. I believe we have to not only change the government, we need to change the system underneath it. We need radical reform, and that's what I think we can take the first step towards on May the 15th. Do the common decency thing. Come to commondecency.org and see what I'm saying. Yeah. Give it a chance, okay?
It's not May the 15th, though. The election's on May the 7th, actually. Just to let you know, my friend. It'll all be a bit too late.
It's 15 hours on May the 7th. Right. I do beg your pardon. Yeah.
OK. You were just confusing me there with that one. And just a footnote to all of that. Last time around in the general election, nearly 40% of the electorate, more than 18 million people, did not bother to vote. How do you engage them?
That's exactly what we're after. That's these people. This is the guy who won. I'm saying vote colourblind. I'm saying don't look at the party, look at the person. And if we all swarm around one particular decent person, whoever that may be, we can change everything. No seat will be safe and no vote will be wasted. Okay?
Brian, an interesting way of looking at things. I wished I had an hour to talk to you because there's a lot we could go through and discuss, but you've got people thinking there. Thank you very much indeed. That's Brian May, and he's standing for common decency.
Up next, the film director Carol Morley will be